I'm gonna post something tomorrow too. Just want to say something right now while it's fresh on my mind. First of all, happy International Women's Day. I see the struggle of women, and it's a big struggle. The struggle of women, I see it a lot like the struggle of blacks and stuff. And because, just like, we have this social, cultural agreement that whites are superior than blacks. Now I know, of course, the blacks, we're like, who thought that up? Who agreed upon that? I know black people like that, like, what, who, what? But yeah, behind our backs and the way we act, we tell a black person, hey, you should be a doctor or a lawyer. They'd be like, am I white? That's for white people. Prestigious. You should own a company of 5,000 people. They're like, what? The black people are like, what? I can't do that. And much like that, women for thousands of years have been conditioned that men is more superior. And just like with whites and blacks, men and women is not a superiority, is more of a lower frequency level, or I like to say in layman's term, a demonic way of thinking. Like, I'm better than you, you're better than me. It's demonic, because you're gonna wind up getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Thinking you better than me. No, I'm just joking, but it's a lower frequency thing, right? Because with whites and blacks, we form a great country of America, and it gets greater and greater. The rest of the world just can't wait to see what we do next, culturally. Same thing with women and men. Men think they're superior because some women, not all women, they can so-called body slam some women, not all women. But, women birth the whole planet, something a man can never do, even with the conspiracy of cloning, it's not going to be the same. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Even with cloning, they try to, in a laboratory, they try to do what women, or, if you believe in that, they try to do what women do naturally, and to this day, man has never birthed a whole 7 billion human beings. All 7 billion is because of women. We owe our life and our civilization, to women, and we don't share that. We don't, that it's like, well, that's your job, So, like a paisa. Who cares you're a great gardener? That's your job. Shut up and do your job. Like a bus operator. Shut up and drive, Shut up and be our incubators. That's what they get. A lot of, that's how that's how society treats women, as incubators. But one thing is really scary, right? 2 points that's really scary, right? 2 biblical points. I'm gonna just be quiet on this. You gotta peep this out though. I gotta save this video. 2 unique biblical points I want to point out. God has never called out statutory rape. Women in the women's liberation movement, they said, hey, 14-year-olds marrying 30-year-olds, which my grandmother and my great-grandmother actually did, because it was legal. And it was for thousands of years. It wasn't just recent. It was for thousands of years. So, and God never called that out. It's never been put in the Bible. Maybe the Council of Nicaea took it out. I don't know. But I've never seen it in the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Apocryphas. I did see a female prophet in there, and men was, of course, hating. And they tried to kill her twice. First by lions, and the lions didn't eat her because there was female lions, and they smelled this. I think they smelled that she was on her period, indicating that she was a woman, and they didn't eat her. So then they try to burn it at the stake, and it started raining. So after that, they was like, "Oh no, we ain't go ahead and do your thing. We got God. The next time it's gonna be locusts on our ass. So we ain't gonna try for number 3." But other than that, God never called out against statutory rape. Women had to step up and say, "Hey, it's wrong. It's dominating. It's completely dominating." So I think that was beautiful. How women gave their opinion for the first time in thousands of years and made it a law. I thought that was very heroic and inspirational. Like you could change history. That's the history of our planet has been changed, and that's in America. There are probably other. See, that's where we get Sweet 16 and the King Sierra from. Like she's ready to have babies at 16. And the King Sierra is 15. Like she's ready to get married. She's ready to have babies. Not at, the legal thing wasn't 18. And I've heard, I can't prove it, I don't even know where they can prove it, where they got this information from. Probably Christian scholars. I don't know. But it's scary to even think, and I don't really believe it, but I'm going to share it. They said the Virgin Mary was 12. And they said, well, that was around the same age as women getting married back then. The Virgin Mary was 12. So God impregnated a 12-year-old. And they said that Muhammad's wife was 9. And she was in the possession of Muhammad at 6. And he waited until she was 9 to marry her. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that's one aspect of the Bible that's crazy. So women, for the first time, even the Prophet Muhammad and God himself didn't listen to women on this issue. And I know some men will, why should we listen to him? Because the Prophet Muhammad, there's no evidence. And God, the only evidence of God is inside of you and the whole universe. That's the only 2 evidence of God. Planet Earth and how it's positioned from the sun and stuff like that. That's the only 3 evidence. That's 3 evidence, like clear fact evidence I know of. As long as I'm alive, there's a God in existence, and it's within me. The Holy Spirit type thing. But so we have to go by people that actually been around for the last 100,000 years, women, right? We got to go by their word, and there's going to be around for the next 100,000 years, right? We got to go, and we got to live with them every day. So let's go with their word. Let's go, let's back them up. Let's back them up. So that was one biblical thing that was interesting to me about the whole thing of statutory rape, and women had to step up against God, against man, and say, this is wrong. And now, today, it's like, oh my God, you're a pedophile. Oh, a 14-year-old. Oh, a 16-year-old. You need to be, now we think it's morally wrong. But for thousands of years, it was common. It was just common. So that was one thing. And another thing was this. Another thing that's biblical about women. Eve. Everybody want to demonize Eve. Everybody want to demonize her, right? Soon as Eve and Adam bit that apple, they realized they was naked. What creature on this planet don't know they're naked? I know that's kind of a stupid question. Because every creature, except us, every creature, except for man, don't know they're naked. So we had the thinking capacity of animals before we bit the apple? Oh, come on, talk to me now. Talk to me. We could communicate, I guess that was it. We communicated to God, So we was God's talking pet. We was a talking animal. No disrespect to to the Christian God. No disrespect. But we did not know we was naked. Oh my God. We was animals. We was dumb animals. So Eve literally taught man how to think. Taught Adam, taught man, period, how to think. Eve literally taught man how to think against God. This is the second time she went against God. This is the second time she went against God. Oh, and for a lot of you Bible scholars that didn't know, in the Apocryphas, these are books that's taken out the Bible. One of the books that was taken out the Bible is called The Story of Adam and Eve. That was a book in the Bible, The Story of Adam and Eve. You know, they bunch it into Genesis. And in the story of Adam and Eve, God created, in the beginning, he created Adam and Lilith. He created man and woman together. Adam and Lilith. Now, according to the Bible we have, I guess the Council of Nicaea in 325, they got together, written the Bible, you know, decided what should be in it and what shouldn't be in it. It's crazy how they didn't take out a serpent. You know, they didn't reword it like the devil that was scaly. You know, they just said a serpent that was walking and talking. That sounded like a reptilian race. That sounded like the reptilians. You know, that's crazy. How we believe God and angels and demons and devils, but we won't believe in an alien of a reptilian. As a matter of fact, gods, devils, angels, and demons aren't from Earth, so they're technically Earth. They're technically aliens as well. That's But for those who don't believe in all that crap, I have proof aliens exist. We have trillions of stars. We have trillions of planets. Quadrillions of planets. Come on now. We're the only ones? Only ones? Out of trillions? That's impossible. That's impossible. That's like you win the lotto twice a week for 10,000 years. You have a better chance at winning the lotto twice a week for 30 years straight than there's no other race on the alien race. And we have reportings of it. Gods, devils, angels, demons, and reptilians that can walk and talk. Plus the Greys. We have names for them. And y'all still don't know. Anyway. So, Eve taught man how to think. That is just crazy. But in the book, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. In the book, God created both Adam and Lilith, and like how the Bible is written, they want us to believe that God created female and male lion, female and male snake, female and male cockroach, female and male birds, female and male fishes, but he made Adam separately without a mate. And then Adam got lonely. And he's like, oh yeah, woman. That's how the story's put. Adam got lonely. Like what? So did God make a boy toy for himself? No. Oh, that's scandalous. That's blasphemous, huh? That's I mean, well, come on, man. I think that's how the Council of Nicaea. I think that's how they was thinking. You know what I'm saying? They you know, the Catholic Church is known. They just known for it. And just another side note. Pedophiles, and I mean like 8-year-old boys and grown men. Pedophilia, not 16-year-old perky, you know what I'm saying, hot young females. No. I don't mean, because they are attractive. You know, they're not mentally attractive, of course. They're mentally repulsive. You know, a 16-year-old young lady is mentally repulsive, spiritually undeveloped, but physically, but on the mental, I can't do it because of my soul and my mind, not my body. My body is saying something else. So, R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? But I get sidetracked, man. I am so sorry. I try to make y'all laugh in this. But so that's how they wanted us to believe, right? God created male and female animals, but then created Adam by himself. That's not That's not the full story. I mentioned that to someone I was debating, and they said, well, that wasn't the written word, that was the spoken word. I said, okay, before it was written down, what do you think it was? Spoken word. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, come on, man. I use common sense, man. I use a lot of common sense. You know what I'm saying? It can't be trillions of planets and no aliens. I'm sorry, we're the only ones. Matter of fact, man is alien to Earth. There's no other animal that needs clothes. There's no other animals that need cars. There's no other animals that need technology. There's no other animal that needs transportation. There's no other animal that needs to build their house. There's no other animal except for us. Except us. Beavers? No, they build dams. They don't build necessarily their own homes. Except for us. Even bears. If they find a cave, oh well. They don't, oh well. Even bear. We're the only ones. We have to process our food. No other animal on earth processes their food. We're alien to the we create streets. When we were buggying horses, we had streets. London, in Jack the Ripper days in 1700, every time you show these old London movies and stuff in the 17 and 1600s, before cars, there were still streets. We have to we're terraforming the planet. Where did I first hear that word, terraforming? I think it was Superman. It was like they're terraforming the planet. I think there was a movie about that too. But anyway, terraforming the planet, changing the planet to your environment. So the gods gave us this. Like, no, you're conscious now because you bit the apple. Thanks, Eve. Boom. All this city, all technology, all of this. We have to thank Eve for. God damn it. God damn it. I love it. I fucking love it. It's a bad thing she went against God. It was. I'm sorry, it was. But I'm driving this fucking car because of Eve. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Eve. Happy motherfucking International Women's Day. Fuck. Woo. We have the best mate in this universe. Women, thank you for existing, first. And second, thank you for not running away from a slow-ass man. Stop. Thank you for tolerating us. Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. Women are smarter than men. Women are smarter than men. They think faster. They think more. They think more. They're more practical. And they mature faster. That's what intelligence is. That is the definition of intelligence. That is real life intelligence. If you're more mature, if you think more, and you're more practical, that is, boom. That is the essence of intelligence. So we're stronger, you're smarter. That is a beautiful compare. Oh my God, yin and yang. That is a beautiful thing. And you take all the attributes of women, nurturing, life giver, patient. Sometimes they be patient with us. They do. They be patient with us. Patient. And you take the attributes of man. One time I wrote down the attributes of man, and I wrote down the attributes of women. Then I wrote down the attributes of God, and I wrote down the attributes of Satan. And God and women matched up more, and man and Satan matched up more. Because man is more aggressive, man is more violent. Man, you're gonna be men in the front lines of the war. You know what I'm saying? Men are the ones that do the most crime. Stuff like that. And this is not to bash men. It's like, oh, you bashing men. Yeah. See, this is what whites feel like when blacks talk against whites. And it's like, Well, yeah, we should talk against whites because they're racist police out there, and the racist police that's killing us. Racist police is not exactly the problem. The problem is, for the last 150 years, they've been hiring these racist police. And they thought it was okay. FBI, who's internal affairs, the ones that police the police, they thought it was, what's wrong? What's the point? Oh, nigga got killed. He was probably a drug dealer. He probably wasn't taking care of his family. He probably panhandling. He was probably committing a crime. He was probably. What about the judge? The same judge that acquit that racist, killer, white cop is the same one that will turn around in the next case and max out some black kid. So now, racist judge and no, it's a whole system. Let a black judge do that to a white kid. Let a black judge say to a white cop, hey, you killed an unarmed black man. I'm giving you life. I'm giving you 7 years. And in his next case, oh, you stole the TV, young white boy, young white sir. I'm going to give you 7 years. I'm going to max you out. Repercussions will happen to him. So it's a whole system. So it's like, just like with men and women, it's a whole system that's geared towards men. That's geared towards men on top, because who is really on top is that tribe I was telling you about. Was I saying that to you? Did I say that? It's a certain tribe. And that certain tribe is white males. Within the white, there's not all white people. It's a certain tribe within the whites. Just like there's thousands of tribes within blacks. There's a certain tribe within the whites. And because of that tribe, because it started off with Britain, but because of that tribe, they men and whites are revered because of that tribe. They currently rule the world and stuff. So that's where we get our white supremacy. But as far as the rest of the whites, you know what I'm saying? Because not every white person is rich. They feel that bashing, like, dang, And we shouldn't, like, blacks, we shouldn't bash white people. Like, if you're a black person on welfare, you should not have the white man in your mouth at all. You should have college, university, and businesses, and you know what I'm saying, and real estate and stocks in your mouth. You should have personal development and character building in your mouth. You should be, you know what I'm saying? If the only thing you can fix is you. Don't complain about something you can't fix. Start fixing what you can. Start doing what you can do. You know what I'm saying? To improve your life. I'm just saying to improve your life. But don't you know what I'm saying? Really though. Because really successful blacks, they like myself, I'm not successful, but I view myself in my own right successful. Nobody can stop me. There's only one person in this universe that is stopping me. And he's not white. He's that Negro that's in this video right now. The only Negro in this video right now. That's the only one stopping me. So I'm not trying to bash men. I'm just trying to say the power of women is great. And so many women don't know this. But what was the point I was trying to make? Oh, okay. So that's how the Bible was written. It was written where God just made Adam, and God was like, oh yeah, Eve. No. The original story goes, God made Adam and Lilith. And they didn't want to put this in there. I know why they took this out. And then one night, Adam told Eve, you have to lay with me. Give it up. And Lilith was like, no, I'm your equal. I'm not, I'm like a sister, like a sister, like a twin. I'm your equal. I don't have to necessarily just give it up to you. And Adam complained to God, and then God talked to Eve, and then talked to Lilith, and God said, banish Lilith out of Eden, out of the Garden of Eden, and cursed Lilith and said, your children, hundreds of your children would die a day. I was like, oh shit, Lilith was black. I was like, oh shit, Lilith was a black woman. Eve was probably a mulatto. You know what I'm saying? That's how I started the creation of all these color folks, all these different races and stuff. Eve was probably a part Neanderthal and stuff. Eve was a white woman, you know what I'm saying? But Lilith definitely was black. Lilith, and she eventually went up to heaven with God, or went to hell, I guess. Went to hell or heaven, I don't know. And in the thing, Lucifer, in that show Lucifer, they talked about Lilith. You see, man, y'all ain't readers, man. Y'all ain't readers. The writers are readers. They talked about Lilith, and in the movie Lucifer, in the TV show Lucifer, Lilith birth soulless demons. So I guess that's us niggas. I got that. You know what I'm saying? Lilith gotta be a nigga. Lilith was a nigga. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, Lilith defied God, and God was like, why wouldn't you gotta lay with Adam? And she was like, I don't gotta do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't telling me nothing, nigga. Nigga, who's you? I'm God. And she was like, who's you, nigga? I'm God, nigga. And nigga. For all my white audience, forgive my nigga terminology. Y'all just known because of hip-hop. We've been saying this to each other. We've been saying this. I remember in 1980, I asked my mom, is nigga a bad word? Not if you say it, but if some white person say it, you already know what time it is. Mama said knock you out. Mama said knock you out. That's why we do it, because mama said knock you out. So yeah, in the beginning it was Lilith. So in conclusion, let me wrap this up. Happy International Women's Day. Y'all changed the world. Y'all changed the world. And y'all don't take, just like blacks, when we invent something, when we change the world, we get no credit. Just like women. When y'all change the world, when y'all change the whole culture of society, get very little credit. They say, black men say, well, women's rights, that destroyed the black family. No. What destroyed the black family was niggas saying, I ain't working for the white man, and I'm gonna sing this dope. That's what, and what hurt the black family is black men being called boy for 400 years and they believe it. Like we've been called niggas for 400 years and we believe it. Like we were called uneducated for 400 years and we believe it. And guess what they say? I guess it's probably in their genetics. I don't know what's going on with them. That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't know. I guess it's part of how their makeup is. No, nigga, white supremacy influenced us to be like this. We are a product of America. So every bad thing y'all say behind black people back is y'all creations. And every bad thing women do, like prostitution, like stripping, like being promiscuous, is because of men. It's very similar. This whole thing about, the struggle of black supremacy, the struggle of women being equal to men, women's supremacy. In Africa, it was a matriarchal society. We let the oldest and wisest of our tribesmen lead. They was the council. And that just made total sense to me. I'm African. That made total sense to me. Now, I'm American by birth. period. I'm not African American. I'm American, period, because I have a social. I hate to say this because I get debated about this. Like, oh, you American, you a sellout, you a coon, you a Uncle Tom. No, nigga, I'm American because I was born in America. If you was born in Mexico, you be. If you was born in the Philippines, you be. If you was born in Ethiopia, you be. If you was born in Canada, you be. Huh? And it's sad. I have to break that obvious statement down. It's sad, but happy International Women's Day. Y'all make the planet oh so beautiful. Oh, if you don't believe me, dance naked in the sunset. See how many niggas, how many likes you get. See how many likes you get. See how many DMs you get. Huh? Y'all make the world way more beautiful. Y'all civilized man. The best way y'all know how. I know we still savages. No one's perfect. I'm not saying y'all perfect. No one's perfect. But y'all angels on the planet. Y'all are guardian angels. Y'all are man's guardian angels. Not like servants, more like a higher deity. You know. And it's obvious to me that women came before men. The chicken or the egg. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was broken down in Jurassic Park how women could give birth without, their body would develop some type of way. In cells do it all the time. It's some type of way where a woman could get pregnant without a man. I know we don't see that now, you know, but that's how species evolve. I don't know. Uncharted territory. But I know one thing. Without a woman, there would be no birth. So that basically what I mean. And y'all don't hear this enough from men. Dude, I can't even really talk to men about this subject. You'd be like, yeah, you should go out and talk to other men about it. No. I gotta find like-minded men. This is one dude named Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. He's a character coach. I love that. Character. Integrity is priceless. Consistency is priceless. Courage is priceless. Being fearless is priceless. That's your character. Being humble, showing compassion, priceless. E.T. the hip hop preacher. He said how much he adored his wife. And he said he was mopping the floor with his, on his, with a towel on his hands and knees. And somebody came in and said, E.T. the hip hop preacher, mopping floors? He said, your wife got you whipped. He said, yes. He said, I'm doing a bad job and you just now found out. I was like, damn. He was like, damn. He said, after 28 years, I should be whipped. And that's the problem. And I was like, whoa, you should adore your wife, Now, she came out and was like, nah, I cater to him, he caters to me, we cater to each other. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, She wasn't like, yeah, nigga, clean my feet, nigga, too. Ooh, yeah, nah, she clarified it like, nah, don't make it seem like you do everything. You know what I'm saying? You just cater to me all day and night. I cater to you, too. I thought that was beautiful. So, again, happy International Women's Day. I learned this from communists. Communists, they celebrate this day. You know what I'm saying? And, I learned from the communists a lot of this stuff. Not the religion. None of the religion. They're atheists. Man. They don't know all that religion stuff. No, they're atheists. No. I didn't learn none of that. Everything I said about the Bible, I didn't learn none of that through them. But I learned that women have a right to fight. And I thought about it. Women have a right to fight for their equality. And I thought about it like anything has a right to fight for their equality, for their preservation. Anything. You corner a dumb animal, he's gonna attack you. I cornered a mouse one time. He was on the counter, and I cornered that mouse playing with it like, yeah, I got your ass. That nigga jumped on my chest. That nigga jumped at me. That nigga started jumping. Woo, I got it. Woo, and jumped on my chest. I was like, this nigga's savage. I brought out the savage in this nigga. This nigga was running from me this nigga was running from savage. And I'm gonna say like this, even a government have to protect itself, you know. When the Black Panthers was merging, I hope everybody's seen Judas and a Black Messiah. But when the Black Panthers was emerging, they was in the movie Panthers, they was selling red books. That is a communist book from Mao Zedong. That's a Chinese communist book. Mao Zedong is the reason why China is communist. 1949, they took the jump. They jumped. They overthrew their country. The last Emperor of China. You see that movie, Last Emperor of China? When that nigga was on his hands and knees hiding under the desk while everybody was looting his shit? Yeah, that part. That. And the Black Panthers was selling the red book. Now, an international message came out. Mao Zedong said the Black Panthers are correct. And what they doing is right. And somebody looking at me doing like, what's this nigga doing? This nigga talking to himself in the, is he Skyping? What is he doing? But Mao Zedong said the Black Panthers is right in what they doing. And if a revolution is coming, it's gonna come through them. It's gonna come through black people. And that's why Mao is one of my favorite. You know, Mao killed 29 million people. I don't know. I don't know. I just love the fact that he acknowledged, someone from another country acknowledged the fact. But the United States government, they knew they got tipped off. The Black Panthers selling red books. Mao Zedong saying that statement. Fred Hampton, Judas and the Black Messiah. There was another movie called Panthers. In the movie Panthers with Huey and Bobby Seale, they was selling red books to white college students. And then it was white revolutionaries like, we want to join the cause. It was white revolutionaries. Woo! And then Bobby Seale was like, this is for brothers only, but I figure we're going to need each other and stuff like that. And see, in China and Russia, the Bolshevik Revolution is easier because all you got to do is get all the Russians together. In China, it's easier because all you got to do is get the Chinese together. But in America, in order for a revolution to happen, you got to get whites and blacks together. And that's what Fred Hampton did. That was a danger. That right there tipped. That right there got him nicknamed the Black Messiah. That and saying proletariat. He knew revolution. He knew it. Because, okay, as a revolutionary strategist, if I was, I'm a capitalist. I'm not a communist. I'm a capitalist. But as a revolutionary strategist, you would have to unite 35 to 40%. They have to be supportive of you. Because if they're not, the media is going to twist y'all into some terrorist organization. And everybody going to be snitching on y'all. So you got to win the people's support. That's what a revolution is. The people deciding to violently insurrect, overthrow their own government. Not like January 6th. No. Because a real revolution, they're going after the military. They're going after their first military, which is police. Then they're going after their second, which is National Guards. Then the Marines coming in after they bomb. So you got to go underground like Vietnam did. And like Afghanistan and Iraq did. They went into the mountains. You got to do that. You got to let the Marines win. That's the tactic that Vietnam did. Let the Marines think they won. Let them leave. Let the army come in and then start attacking the army. That's what Iraq and Vietnam did. That's the tactics now they're using. They letting the Marines think they won, like 2003 when George Bush, the Marines won. We won already. I was like, yeah, that was too quick. But then my boy, he was in the Iraq War, and then he told white dude, and he was in Fahrenheit 9/11, and he told me what happened. He told me, yeah, as soon as the yeah, he said, as soon as we left, they started attacking the army, and they called us right back. I was like, yeah. And then he said that Iraqi said, hey, people around the world, they know the game. Not to fuck with the Marines, let the Marines think they won, let the army come in and occupy the city, and they be sitting ducks because they occupying the city. So even the United States has a right. I ain't saying it's a good right. I'm on the opposite side of that right. They have the right to defend themselves. You had Russia, you had China, you had North Korea, you had Vietnam, you had Cuba. All of them was communists at that time. And now you got the Black Panthers merging as with red books and Mao Zedong statements and I am a proletariat and trying to unite with whites. Oh, woo! They had to do something. They had to. It was. You think they wasn't? He wasn't playing. J. Edgar Hoover was not playing. He said that Martin Luther King was the most dangerous man in America because he knew if you get blacks and whites together, the last time blacks and whites were successful in a rebellion on the soil of this new world was in 1676. It was called the Nathaniel Bacon's Rebellion. And they swept through everything. Jamestown, Charlotte, they swept through it. They took down everything. And the bourgeoisie, the elitists, the Illuminati, the cabal, they knew back then blacks and whites are never to be together. So, yeah, the black struggle is a little different than the women's struggle. The women's struggle is like you are slaves for thousands of years. Women were the slaves of men, the chattel of men. They were saying how. I'll give you one more. They were saying two more things. I'm gone. One is they were saying how women during slavery, white women in the North, you know, it was glorified of being a slave owner's wife, you know, riches and all this, like, wow, you know. But when they get there, it's a nightmare. You got half white, half black kids running around looking like your husband. You got to work with black women that had sex with your husband. Your husband's gone or fucking around with one of the slaves. It was a nightmare for them. And of course, they had no rights. Unless their husband died, then it gets to the woman. And the woman has to find a husband or that shit gonna get taken away. Yeah, it was a nightmare, even for them. It was a nightmare for everybody. Oh, I don't want to hear about no white stuff, the black oppression, and all this. Stop crying and get you a career. Get you a business. Stop playing. It's 2021. You got millionaires doing YouTube, Rock World, RC something world. What's his name? CJ So Cool. This dude, man. This dude, man. You got all these people. Ryan, that 12-year-old. It's a whole new get down. You got about 5 African Americans on the billionaires list. 5 or 6 of them. 2 of them, David Stewart and Robert Johnson, y'all never even heard of. Huh? Robert Johnson just now getting on the internet since David Stewart's still working. He's on the billionaire list. I don't think he knows he on there. He knows. Shit. I'm trying to get on that list. It is racist not to get on that list. It is racist. I am part of white supremacy if I don't try to get on that list. The actual slave and chattel. So keep fighting women, keep doing it. We coming to a better place. I don't know about this. Well, I ain't gonna say about that, but keep fighting. I want wanted to say something about the LGBT community. How don't even this is not even compared to it. We're going overboard. This is people's sexual preference. That should be private. My sexual preference should be private. Your sexual preference should be private. You shouldn't. Come on. Why are we kissing and telling right now? You know. If you shame on your employer if he discriminates. But your employer shouldn't be worried about who you're having sex with, and you shouldn't be kissing and telling. I don't know, but that's sexual preference. We're talking about gender and color, something that cannot be changed without science, without new technology. But for thousands of years, the damage is done for both of us. Gender and color. And then what about women that's lesbians? What about women that's bi? What about women that's transgender? What about blacks that's transgender? What about blacks that's gay? What about blacks that's bi? They get it double time. So So don't try to compare women's struggle with the LGBT. Don't try to compare black struggle with the LGBT. Sorry, because there's blacks and women in that struggle. So not only do they gotta be faced with that type of discrimination, they also women are faced with their thousands of years of discrimination, and blacks are faced with their hundreds of years of brutal psychological death. Just like women, brutal psychological death, to feel like they are inferior to men. I told somebody, I said, if women are inferior, I told this black man, if women are inferior to men, then why would you disagree that blacks are not inferior to whites? It's the same thing. It's the world we live in. You see the majority. You see the stats. The majority of white families in the household income compared to the majority of blacks' household income. The educational level of the stats is all there, right? So is the stats of men being superior to women. The stats are all there. Men have the dollar support, and we have more jobs, and we're stronger, and we're. So after all these statistics, so what? I'm not inferior to no one. So what? After all those statistics, so what? Women are not inferior to men. I said it, demonic. It's demonic to say I'm better than you because I could do this other than that. Because you create division. It's angelic to say, your strength is this, my strength is that. Let's come together and let's build more. That's how the universe created. That's how the universe was created. The universe was also created by, I'm better than you, I'm about to blow up, and this star is about to reproduce, and this big bang about to, So it was both. So we need both. So we shouldn't get so emotional about our imperfections, about what we're doing wrong, about stuff like that. We shouldn't get too butthurt over it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We should really just embrace our differences and, continue the war. What's going to triumph? The right way, the right thing to do things, or the wrong way to do things? I'm like this. The right way is going to prevail because you can only do the wrong thing so many times. You can do the right thing and go to the next level. You can go down to a lower level. You keep doing the wrong thing. So, I'm content, but happy International Women's Day. Y'all changed the world. Just by talking and putting all this stuff together, I realize how much of a jewel you are just planning. You hold up half the sky. You are truly man's equal. Peace.